Hello there. Room for one.
Help! Somebody, please! Help!
That sword.
Anybody!
You're some kind of
please!
fighter, aren't you? That was Priscilla. And from the sound of it, she needs a tough guy like you to lend a hand.
We gotta go! Now! There's a monster attacking the boat! This way! Down here! Quickly! Please! Help! Somebody! Anybody! Help! Yuffie! Grab his fin and hold on tight!
Hey, we're coming!
Hey! Shinra's most wanted! Get rid of that thing!
Say what?
Barret! Focus!
Get its attention.
On it!
Come on!
So here is another pretty substantial difference between this and the original game. We have met Yuffie in Junon. Now, it was possible to have Yuffie by the time you reached Junon in the original game, but most people were probably not going to have her character join the party. In fact, she was an optional character, completely optional. And if you didn't have a guide, there's a good possibility that a significant number of players just went through the entire game without ever even seeing her. The way it worked in the original was, as you were traveling through a forest, you had the opportunity to get into a random encounter with the mysterious girl, is what she was called. And after you beat her in a fight, she's not particularly difficult, you have a dialogue scene in a field where you have a series of dialogue choices you can make, like binary choices, and something like five different choices you gotta make, dialogue choices. And at any point, if you choose the wrong one, or if you run towards the save cube, she runs away. But if you make all the right choices, she joins the party. So that's an interesting way to have an optional party member. You may encounter her, she may run away, you may never see her again. Or you could try again and then pick her up as a party member. But the earlier on you are in the game, the less likely she is going to join your party. Because the random encounter with her when you're traveling through a forest is more rare earlier on in the game. So between the Mithril Cave and Junon is, I believe, the first opportunity you have to recruit her. And she is, there's something like, when running through the forest, there's something like a 5 or 10% chance of the random encounter with Yuffie. And the later on you get in the game, the higher that chance gets. I think outside of Rocket Town is the best chance you have. Something like 40, I don't know, I'm guessing with that number, but let's say 40%. And I figure that's probably the best time to get her, because that's the time which I encountered her the first time while playing through the game when I was a kid. Remember running through the forest, I think there was a forest outside of Junon, I could be remembering this wrong, but go and encounter this like pretty late in the game, and then suddenly she's a member of my party member. Then I go do the Rocket Town part of the story, and then immediately I stumble up on the Wutai, and she betrays me immediately, which is why to this day I don't have a particularly high opinion of Yuffie. She's sort of a backstabber. Here they're probably going to do the same thing, although I do hear that Wutai is not in this game. They're forcing her on the party instead of being an optional character. They're pushing her in. Now, there was a episode intermission, I think it was called, an extra, like, expansion to Remake for the PS. There was no PS4 version, I don't think, but like the PC and PS5 version of Remake, where you played as her, and I played like a good half hour of it or so. I didn't finish it. I always meant to get back to it, but I never did. And I'm not going to run into things without context in this game. But they're definitely making a change here because Yuffie wasn't in this part. Priscilla was. And you fought this monster when it attacked Priscilla and her dolphin. This version, though, they have Priscilla around, but they swapped her out for Yuffie, who I guess has some connection to Priscilla, but, you know, alright. Didn't think they would have been about the same age. I would have thought Priscilla was a little bit younger, maybe like 9 or 10 or something like that, but whatever.
Oh, no, you don't. Nice work.
Let's check on that girl. Come on. I don't think she's breathing.
Hey, we need help over here.
Kind of a weird thing. They put you all the way out here and have you just swim back instead of just having the cutscene put you in there. But I guess they want to just break up the cutscenes at least a little bit so you don't have like 5 minutes of nothing but cutscenes right after a boss battle like that.
Somebody, help!
Don't just stand there, help me! You're on chest compressions.
Got it.
Now, start!
You picked the wrong girl, creep! What? Those guys there are from the Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell? They used to be with Avalanche, but left after a policy dispute.
Easy. They're guests of mine. And this one was trying to save your life.
He was? Nice going, Yuffie. Call the guy a creep, why don't ya? You big moron! Dum 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 dum.
Okay, Yuffie. Let's get you inside. You've had a rough day.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Not to be that guy, but kids these days, I swear.
Now.
Who's that?
Another one of my guests. I seem to get a lot of them when the world's on fire.
kind of funny. Rhonda's chest compression seemed a little bit high on Yuffie's chest. They had in the original game, there was like Cloud had to do CPR, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Priscilla in that version, and he had like a moment of hesitation, like, she's a girl, I can't do that. And in this one, they're having him like a bit of hesitation on touching Yuffie's chest. It's kind of the same thing, but with a different character and in a different way.
Hey, you guys are that Avalanche Splinter Cell, right?
Now, how the hell did you...
I just gotta say, I'm a big, huge fan of yours. HQ wishes they could be as cool as you guys.
Well, we are pretty cool, but...
Think we could sit down for a chat later? Got a teensy favor to ask. And gotta thank you for before.
I suppose you could come by the inn tomorrow?
Sweet! You won't be sorry, promise. Later!
I know, she laid it on pretty thick. But hey, she's just a kid. What's the harm in hearing her out?
Maybe she wants your autograph.
Come on, let's get ourselves some rooms.
You know, the more realistic and these games look and the better the graphics get and everything, the more out of place these kinds of overly enthusiastic characters like Yuffie come across, you know?